Moving on, we have our last keynote presentation for today on the data-driven business opportunities and the need for cloud-enabled next-generation data center by our eminent speaker, Mr. Golok Kumar Simli, Technical Advisor and Chief Technology Officer, Ministry of External Affairs, India. Mr. Simli is an award-winning government technology leader whose contribution towards e-governance and digital governance is remarkable and has been associated from the conceptualization stage of National E-Governance Plan of India. His efforts towards digital transformation within the public sector is immense. He has architectured, implemented the Passport Seva program for smooth delivery of passport services at the doorstep of the citizen in India and the Indian diaspora globally, one of India's most successful e-governance programs. He is steering and contributing to the use of emerging technologies and also guiding implementation of cybersecurity, data and information security framework in the government sectors. His key areas of interest are cloud, big data, advanced analytics, AI, and IoT. Currently, Mr. Simli is serving as the Chief Technology Officer, Passport Seva Program, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. He is also advising the team for implementation of e-passport project of External Affairs Ministry, Government of India. Over to you, Mr. Simli. You have the stage set for you for the next few minutes. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Roger. Thank you so much. Let me again at the outset thanks ksacloud.com for bringing me here. Today's keynote, I'll deliver on what is the fundamental way, what is the ongoing way towards having a next generation data centers, cloud enabled data centers, and at the same time, how do you have your data driven kind of a business strategy. 3-4 things straight away comes to my mind when you talk about a data-driven business opportunity at large. The first and foremost thing is today, if you ask me, data is about everything, right from the day you capture the data till you harness the data and make the actionable insights. On the process at every stage of the data harnessing processes, the kind of business acumen you can look into, or the kind of business opportunities you can look into in terms of stakeholders at large, in terms of your service seekers at large, in terms of beneficiaries at large. The opportunities are kind of enormous. The opportunities are never ending. However, one has to see that when you are harnessing the data, when you are capturing the data, 2-3 points you must remember on the process, saying that the first and foremost principle is you must have a data strategy in place in terms of understanding that who is the owner of the data, who is the principal owner of the data, who is the custodian of the data, are you doing any kind of a secondary use of the data. And today if you ask me, there is a complete shift in terms of data being stored, data being harnessed, data being done a secondary use, and especially when you have this kind of a next gen data centers, cloud enabled data centers where you are keeping your data, your mission critical data, and all sort of your day-to-day data. The idea is, do you really understand your data sets well? Do you really understand your data points well? Can you create a visibility, holistic visibility, right from ingestion to insights? The day you ingest the data and you make actionable insight, can you create a holistic visibility, right? End to end, not only for you, but also for your stakeholders, for your beneficiaries at large, and also for the citizens at large, especially in government parlance, like us. You have to see that citizens' data, the purpose for which it is collected, is used for the purpose. And even if you are doing a secondary use of the data, how are you ensuring the privacy and security concerns of the data which you have collected? So this is the first principle which is very important to understand when we are going towards next gen data centers, or let's say cloud enabled data centers. The second very important to understand while we are working towards this advanced infrastructure is your workload. What kind of workload you are doing? Is it a mission critical workload? Is it kind of a fiduciary kind of a data? Is it a kind of a public data? So what kind of workload you are dealing with? And when I say the kind of workload, if you understand well, the other good part is then accordingly you can devise a mechanism saying that, let's say, kind of a hybrid kind of a way where you can deal your mission critical data on premises. However, non-mission critical data, day-to-day kind of a other sort of a non-strategic data, you can always take a hybrid model where you can host into a cloud kind of an environment. However, again, I'll say that it is not about mission critical data or non-mission critical data when you approach this kind of a cloud kind of a platform. It is about how do and how much you understand about your data sets well, your processes at large well, and at business at large well when you are approaching to some cloud provider. So that is the second strategy one has to see, saying that how do you devise your strategy in terms of your data at large. The third thing, which is again very important to our minds, it comes when you are uh, looking for a kind of a next gen data center or cloud kind of a environment. I typically tell them no kind of a 4S. No, how are you ensuring your kind of a speed? How are you ensuring your scale? How are you ensuring your sustainability angle, and also your security angle? If you can ensure these 4S, then it's really I can say that your 80 to 90% job is taken care, even if you are moving your workload from a, let's say, on-premises environment towards a cloud environment. The problem we land up, the problem we do is whenever you are shifting your workload from, let's say, your on-premises control environment to a cloud kind of a setup or cloud kind of a platform is the one is the visibility, the way you want to have, the control, the way you want to have, and also at the same time the regulation, the compliances, the land of the laws, how much you are not totally gelling into it in terms of your rules of engagement, in terms of your tools and technologies, in terms of the deployment model you are adapting for, and also in terms of people at large, whosoever, I mean, when I say people, that means the workforce at large, your internal workforce as well as your external stakeholder. Then the last part, I'll say that today, if you see the scenario, how we are moving forward when we are approaching towards this emerging technology or next gen data center or cloud innovation data center, the idea is, how do you move forward from, if we recall our legacy days, we have came a long way from those silo days to consolidation days to then automation days, and today we are talking about giving a next level of citizen experience or user experience or customer experience, right? So that is one of the factor one has to see that that is taken care of. The second strategy one is to see that when we're looking one side, moving from silos to automation to giving a next level of citizen experience. The other part to see that you have to also see that when I am adapting or when I am trying to adapt this kind of a advanced infrastructure or next gen infrastructure, are they giving kind of a predictive scenario? We have to come out from those post facto kind of a scenario to proactive scenario, and then move towards a predictive scenario. Let me give a small example, saying that suppose I am delivering passport related services to my Indian citizens and global diaspora across the globe. And imagine that there is a summer vacation happening during the month of May, June. So can I really predict saying that how much workload during the month of May and June will I have to deal with in all sense, in terms of workload, in terms of managing and arranging the workforce and manpower at large, in terms of making the system availability, performance, security in that sense, and also at last, the kind of experience. I don't want to go away with the kind of experience otherwise I was giving, right? So can I predict that kind of a scenario once I adopt this kind of a next gen data centers, or let's say the cloud enablement data centers, right? The last thing before I end my keynote saying that whenever we as a government or someone as a private or any such sectors, there has to be a learning curve. We always see that suddenly you try to adapt some sort of a emerging technology or this kind of a cloud enablement data center. However, your backend is not ready, your process engineering is not ready, your rules and regulations, compliances are not really mapped or gelling in with the kind of approach you are taking. Your workforce is not trained, your workforce is not skilled or reskilled, or the kind of awareness you want to create that has been not done. Then probably it's a tough task when you are moving towards or approaching towards, let's say, a data driven business opportunity where these kind of a platforms are coming handy for you, whether it is a next gen data center or cloud enablement data center, or per se, let's say, emerging technology at large, whether it is a artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, analytics, big data, whatever I name it. These sounds very nice. This sounds very good to the ear, but when it really comes to adoptions, adherence, and then giving a service experience, that becomes a tough of art. Ensuring the data security, data privacy norms, not only you as a organization, but also to your stakeholders at large, citizens at large, beneficiary and customer at large. So that's how I end it. And thank you once again, ksacloud.com, giving me this opportunity to address the closing keynote. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Simli, for your wonderful insights and the knowledge that you've shared with us today. I think we will quickly take a 7-minute break and we rejoin the session at 4:30, 16:30 KSA time, and for the next panel session. So we quickly take a coffee break, and we will start the panel discussion at, I'm sorry, 4:15. We will start the panel discussion on demystifying data center security. We'll quickly take a 5 to 6 minute break, and we will go ahead and start the next session.
Thank you, Mr. Roger. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Golok, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, DJ. Thank you.